The Miami sun blazed over Ocean Drive, casting a golden glow on the crowded sidewalks where tourists and locals mingled in a vibrant pulse of life. Mia, 28, moved through her dance studio with a rhythm that turned heads. Her classes were a magnet for dreamers, even adults who wanted to feel alive through movement. She didn't just teach dance, she ignited it, her steps sharp, her energy contagious. Students left her sessions sweating, smiling, and a little more confident than when they walked in. But beneath her radiant exterior, Mia carried a restless hunger. Dance was her world, but it wasn't enough. She dreamed of something bigger, a dance app that could connect instructors and students globally, a platform to turn her passion into a legacy. At home, Mia's life felt like a different tempo. Her husband, Tom, 30, was an accountant with a steady job at a mid-sized firm. He was the kind of man who found joy in routine. A morning coffee, a predictable workday, and evenings spent binge-watching crime dramas on the couch. Tom's stability was what drew Mia to him 5 years ago. After a whirlwind romance, they married in a small ceremony at a beachside venue, surrounded by friends and family under a pastel sunset. Back then, it grounded her. Now it felt like an anchor. Mia paced their modest apartment, her phone buzzing with notifications from students thanking her for another killer class. She opened her laptop, staring at the half-finished pitch deck for her app. It was her ticket out of the grind. Online classes, choreography tutorials, a community for dancers worldwide. She'd spent months sketching ideas, researching platforms, even pricing developers. But the numbers didn't add up. She needed investors, and Tom wasn't on board. "Tom, hear me out," Mia said one evening, sliding her laptop toward him as he ate leftovers at the kitchen table. "This app could be huge. Think YouTube, but for dance. I just need a little seed money to get it off the ground." Tom chewed slowly, his brow furrowing. "Mia, it sounds amazing, but it's a risk. We're finally saving for a house. Can't you start smaller? Maybe more classes at the studio?" "Mia esse jotaitend. More classes won't change the game. I want to build something, Tom. Something that matters." He reached for her hand, his voice gentle. "I get it, but let's be smart. No debt, no crazy leaps. We'll get there." His words stung. To Mia, "we'll get there" sounded like settle for this. She pulled her hand back, forcing a smile. "Sure, maybe you're right." But inside, her ambition churned, restless and unsatisfied. The turning point came at a charity gala in downtown Miami, a glitzy event for arts education hosted at a waterfront hotel. Mia volunteered to perform a solo, her fluid movements drawing gasps from the crowd. As applause echoed, she scanned the room and locked eyes with Ethan, a tall figure in a sharp blazer, standing beside her cousin Lily. Ethan, 32, was a tech entrepreneur whose startup had just secured a $1 million funding round. Lily, 29, glowed with the confidence of someone born into opportunity. Her parents owned a chain of boutique hotels, and her life seemed effortlessly charmed. Mia had met Ethan before, but tonight felt different. He approached after her performance, a glass of sparkling water in hand. "That was unreal, Mia," he said, his voice carrying a quiet intensity. "You got something special." Her pulse quickened. "All the time. I'm working on an app, dance classes, global reach. But it's hard to get started without the right backing." Ethan's eyes lit up. "I know a thing or two about startups. We should talk." Lily joined them, looping her arm through Ethan's. "Mia, you killed it out there," she said, her smile warm but distracted as she glanced at her phone. "Ethan, we've got that investor meeting tomorrow, right?" "Yeah, early," Ethan replied, his gaze lingering on Mia for a beat too long. She felt it, a terrestrial, a spark, a pull, a promise of something more. Over the next week, Mia couldn't shake Ethan's words. Scaling it. He saw her potential, her vision, in a way Tom never did. She found his number through Lily and sent a casual text. "Great meeting you at the gala. Loved your take on startups. Coffee sometime to chat app ideas?" His reply came fast. "Tomorrow. Oceanfront Cafe?" Mia's heart raced as she typed yes. At home, Tom was engrossed in a spreadsheet, oblivious to the shift in her. "Work stuff?" he asked, barely looking up. "Just planning a new class," Mia lied, her voice steady but her mind elsewhere. She wasn't sure what she was chasing with Ethan, but it felt like a door opening, one she'd been waiting to step through her whole life. Mia sat at the oceanfront cafe, the hum of Miami's lunchtime crowd blending with the crash of waves nearby. Her phone buzzed. Ethan was running 5 minutes late. She tapped her foot, nerves and excitement twisting together. This wasn't just about her app anymore. It was about the possibility of someone who saw her potential, who matched her hunger for more. When Ethan arrived, his confident stride cut through the bustle. He slid into the seat across from her, his smile disarming. "Sorry, investor call ran long," he said, ordering an espresso. "So?" Mia leaned forward, her pitch polished from weeks of practice. "It's a platform for dancers, live classes, choreography libraries, a community hub. Imagine TikTok meets masterclass, but for dance. I've got the vision, but funding's the bottleneck." Ethan listened intently, jotting notes on his phone. "Smart. The market's ripe for niche platforms. What's your budget to launch?" $50,000 for a prototype," Mia said, heart pounding. "I've saved 10, but Tom thinks it's too risky to borrow more." Ethan raised an eyebrow. "Tom's your husband, right? He doesn't get it?" Mia hesitated, then shook her head. "He's cautious. Want to play it safe." Ethan leaned back, his gaze steady. "Safe doesn't build empires. You need someone who'll take the leap with you." His words hung in the air, charged with subtext. Mia felt a flush. This was the kind of energy she craved, bold, unapologetic, forward-moving. Their coffee stretched into 2 hours, the conversation drifting from business to personal dreams. Ethan shared stories of his startup's early days, the risks that paid off. Mia hung on every word, her laughter coming easier than it had in months. When their hands brushed reaching for the check, neither pulled away. "Let's do this again," Ethan said, his voice low. "I've got some investor contacts who'd love your pitch." Mia nodded, her pulse racing. "I'd like that." Back home, Tom was on the couch, scrolling through his phone. "Good class today?" he asked, glancing up. "Yeah," Mia lied, avoiding his eyes. "Just planning some new choreography." She slipped into the bathroom, her phone already open to Ethan's text. "Great meeting you. Let's talk numbers tomorrow." Her fingers hovered over the keyboard before typing. "Can't wait." Over the next 2 weeks, Mia and Ethan's texts grew frequent, then constant. What started as app talk, user interfaces, monetization, turned flirty. "You're too driven to be stuck in a studio," Ethan wrote one night. "You should be running the show." Mia's heart skipped, sighed her, oblivious, as she replied, "Maybe I just need the right partner." Ethan's response was a winking emoji, and Mia's guilt was drowned out by a thrill she couldn't ignore. Lily's networking event at her family's beachfront condo offered the perfect excuse to see Ethan again. The crowd buzzed with Miami's elite, entrepreneurs, influencers, investors. Mia arrived alone, telling Tom she was scouting for app sponsors. She spotted Ethan across the room, deep in conversation with a venture capitalist. When their eyes met, he excused himself and made his way over. "You're killing it out there," he said, nodding toward her confident mingling. "This app's going to be big. Only if I can fund it," Mia said, half joking. "No." Ethan grinned. "I might. Walk with me." He led her to the balcony, the ocean breeze cool against the humid night. Their talk turned personal again, dreams, fears, the rush of chasing something big. Ethan's hand grazed her arm, lingering. "You're not like anyone here, Mia. You got fire." Her breath caught. "And you've got vision. Tom doesn't see it like you do." "Then maybe you need someone who does," Ethan said, stepping closer. Before she could think, his lips were on hers, a brief, electric kiss that sent her heart racing. She pulled back, glancing around, but no one had noticed. "We shouldn't," she whispered, but her voice lacked conviction. "We'll be careful," Ethan said, his eyes locked on hers. "No one has to know." Mia's mind screamed to stop, but her body leaned into the moment. That night, to Tom, who greeted her with a tired smile and a question about her day. She mumbled something vague, her thoughts consumed by Ethan's kiss and the promise of his support. The next morning, Ethan texted a proposal. "I'll fund your prototype. $50K, no strings. Let's meet to discuss." Mia stared at the message, her ambition and desire tangling into something dangerous. She replied, "Name the place." Their next meeting wasn't at a cafe. Ethan sent an address, a discreet hotel bar on the edge of Miami. Mia told Tom she was meeting a potential investor. At the bar, Ethan slid a check across the table. "This is for you," he said. For the app. For your future. His hand covered hers, and the air spoke in intent. Mia knew she was crossing a line, but the pull of Ethan's confidence, his belief in her, was too strong. She didn't pull away. Mia's phone buzzed on a nightstand, the screen lighting up with Ethan's name. She glanced at Tom, asleep beside her, his steady breathing a stark contrast to the chaos in her chest. It was 1 a.m., 2 weeks since their kiss on the balcony, and her secret meetings with Ethan had become a dangerous routine. Each in greet bars, late-night drives, pushed her further from the life she'd built with Tom. Ethan's $50,000 check was already deposited, her app's prototype in development, but the thrill of his attention outshone any progress. She slipped out of bed, silencing her phone, and read his message. Need to see you. Tomorrow. Same place, 8 p.m. Her reply was instant. I'll be there. The next evening, Mia told Tom she was meeting a developer to review app designs. He nodded, engrossed in a work email, unaware of the lie. At the hotel bar, Ethan waited in a quiet corner, confidence tinged with unease. Things are moving fast with the startup, he said, sipping a drink. I'm wanting to scale back on extracurriculars. His words were vague, but Mia felt the shift. He was pulling away. Panic surged. Ethan wasn't just her investor. He was her escape from a life that felt too small. What does that mean for us? She asked, her voice low but sharp. He hesitated, glancing away. Mia, you're incredible, but Lily started to ask questions. Her stomach dropped. Without thinking, desperation took over. Ethan, I'm pregnant, she blurted, the lies spilling out before she could stop it. She'd read online about how such a claim could shift dynamics, and in that moment, it felt like her only way to hold on to him. Ethan froze, his glass halfway to his lips. Pregnant? Are you sure? Mia nodded, doubling down. I took a test yesterday. It's yours. Her heart pounded, but she kept her face steady, leaning into the deception. He exhaled sharply, running a hand through his hair. Okay, we need to confirm this. I'll book a doctor's appointment tomorrow. You and me will fit. Tone was practical, not warm, but Mia clung to the fact that he was still engaged, still tethered to her. Back home, Tom was watching a game, oblivious. Good meeting? He asked, his voice casual. Yeah, progress, Mia mumbled, slipping into the bathroom to splash water on her face. Her reflection stared back, a stranger caught in a web of her own making. She told herself the lie was temporary, just enough to keep Ethan close until her app launched.